Hi friend, we are going to create a service contract as a service agreement, but before moving to the service contract screen, we will check the item setup for service items and covered items, and we will take the same items and we'll create the service contract agreement. So first we'll move into the inventory screen. I'm taking the vision operation. Let me go to the vision operation and then we'll check. This is the inventory organization. I'm taking this one. This is the service item. I'm going to take this. This is the service item, and after that, yeah, this is the service item. So user item type is service, PGM, and warranty. You can check. You can take this one. This is the user item types, and then go to the purchasing tabs, and you can check here. This is purchasable, purchaseable. It should not be checked. This is right because this is service items, and then after that we will check the covered items lines. Then we'll go to the order management tabs and we'll check over here, and we'll check the order management tab. You can check the customer order enabled, and OE transactables. This should be enabled, and after that I'm moving to the service tab. This is the important tab. You need to check contract item type should be service. There are many things are there: subscription, service, usage, warranty. So we are going to create the service agreement. So I am taking the contract item type as service. Duration, this is 4 years. Duration is 4, and duration period you can mention here monthly. So I'm taking this monthly. And template, you can choose any template. This is currently gold. You can select the template according to your needs. Here you can see the service and install base and service should be unchecked, because covered, this should be checked at the covered line level. I am checking the setups for the service line, right? So this is duration is actually basically used for the quoting. So in that purpose, here defined, we are going to create the service contract directly from the service contract screen, right? So this is the basically setup for the items. If you go to the main screen, I am going to take this is the product item. Actually end user are having, if you create the service contract, end user will receive this product. So that is the product lines. We will see how a service line and product line look like in the service contract screen. So I am going to check the setups for this. Take the covered items and just will check the setups. So this is the covered items is just like a finished goods. So it is finished goods. And if you go to the purchasing, yeah, it should be purchased, purchasable, and this would be, but in the service line it was unchecked. Okay, it is unchecked. Okay, so then move to the order management section, and we check that order, customer order enabled, shippable, OE transactables, and this is right. Moving to the service item, service tag, you can see that in the service, and we were checking the service item setups. So contract item type we have selected as a service, but here we don't need to check. We don't need to select anything here in the service contract items. You just go to the install base and check. It should be trackable. It should be trackable in install base. So check these options. This is for the covered setups. Okay, so this is the covered item setups, and then move to the service contract screen and we'll check the setups. Launch screen. Let me go to the proper navigation on navigator, so it will be easy. Here is a service contract manager vision operation responsibility. Go to the contract administrator. This is the first option, and first option launchpad. If you click on launchpad, yeah, this screen will open. So I am going to create service contract manually. I am not going to copying from some other service contract. So go to the tool here and create the new service contract. Choose operating units. I am going to take as vision operations. Category you can choose here as the service agreement, not subscription. First one is the service agreement. Okay, I'm going to create the service contract. So click on create. Okay, so this is the main service contact screen. Start date is today date has already been populated. Make the 1 year service contract. I am just checking, so I am taking this 29th August 2022, 28th of August 2021. This is completely 1 year, right? 1 year duration 1, and this is yearly 1 year. I am just description pasting here for testing. Okay, go to here, summary section is the party. You can see the vendor operating units is automatically populated. Go to the second lines, we need to choose one, whatever your channels, all your sales channels will be involved. So if end user and customers is involved, you can put the end user and customer also. Currently I am taking the direct customer. So second line, this is mandatory actually, so we need to check the take the customer. I am taking AT&T, something like this. So you can choose the customer. Yeah, so this is the operating unit, this is the customer. If any sales channel involved in your systems, involved in your business, so you can include that lines here also, right? So I'm going here and I am just creating the build to and SIP2. Okay, you check the address, and here also taking the same information as SIP2, taking the same. Okay, this is the customer. Go here, right? You can see the information. Go here, and here you can take the one information as salesperson. I am taking the YLR. You can take the salesperson name. I'm taking this one. Assigned I am taking here. Okay, that is fine. Go to the customer, save the records. Go to the customer and choose here customer roles actually. So I am taking the contract manager. Choose here contact roles. I am taking this name. Save the records. So after saving the records, go to the summary parties, the first tab. Go to the second tab, pricing and billings. I am just filling the mandatory information. Yeah, this is price list. I am taking corporate. Terms and conditions I am taking as immediate. If you want to fill this PO number, you can fill the PO number. So let me take this PO number also. This PO is required. I am taking here. I am putting here details as PO 1 2 3 4 5. I am taking the PO number here. If you want to keep it blank, you can keep it blank, right? Accounting rule immediate I am taking. Okay, I am leaving remaining information which is not required. Advanced rules. So this is the conversion currency adjustment amount. If you create the adjustment on any lines, and if you create any adjustment, this amount will be populated here. Termination amount will be populated here. But we need to check one thing. There is a billing service. Bill service is yes or no at renewals. Whatever at which stage you want to create the invoices. If you don't want to create the invoice, put it no. If you create the invoice at the renewals level, put at renewals. If you create the invoice, you can select this. I want to create the invoice. That's why I'm selecting the bill service as yes. Okay, going to the renewals. Put the renewals informations according to your business needs, according to the discussions and agreement, whatever. If you want to put, the renewal information. Go to the administrator tab. Here you need to put some mandatory information. And contract group, you can see contract group. I can see service. Sorry. Contract group I am taking as service, because this is service agreement. We are going to create service. This is the QA check, quality check. This is the default quality check. Default quality check. This will this quality check will validate the information which you have entered on the screen. So I am just checking. This is checking the approval workflow process. So approval process. So it will, if you click on if you submit for approval, this approval will go through the workflow. So I'm just saving the information and then moving to the line section. Put the line information as first line. This is the service line actually. If you go to the lines, so first line, this information here you need to put the put the information for the service line, right? So I am going to here service line. Right? This is the service line. This is the service line. I have taken this item as a service line. You can take whatever you want. Okay. So here go to the effectivity. So this is start date and end date directly taken from the header informations. So you can see the information here. Go to the product and pricing. Here main information, if you click on product and pricing, you can see here below there is a effectivity, price and administrator. So here you need to fill the product information because one service line contains the many product informations. Okay, so one service line contains many informations, but I am just putting here one service level. You need to put that product. So by product you can take the name, like I'm just taking this name. If you want to check you can. Okay, let me, this is the product line, so I'm going to check here and I will select one product line here. So I'm going to take and I'm selecting, this is the first product line I'm selecting here, right? Serial number you can see here directly. So I'm selecting this is the product line, and this product line will be covered under this service line, right? So one service line contains many product lines, and actually end user will be having this product. So this information I am going to save. You can go to the this is automatically this context is calculated, and go to the price headers. Here you need to go there in the billing informations. We create the billing schedules with the by which the invoice will be created. So here in the product sections, there is a billing sections. You need to click on billing. Billing sections immediate, and this is the top level. Top level means this billing will be scheduled. This billing will be created based on the service line. So it should not be created based on the covered line. So you can see here covered line and top level equivalent. So I have chosen here at the top level, right? So billing will be created on service line. Top level means service line. So service lines, one service line covered multiple items, multiple covered lines. So summations are all the covered lines will be invoiced based on that service line. So okay, here monthly and 1 month, this is the period is 13th, and this is the period I have taken months. So if you click on schedule, it will create the monthly billing. So you can see here, this is the first billing from 29th billing period, bill from and bill to, from 29th August to 31st August, because I am creating this service contact today is 29th. So it to take the first invoice will be created from 29th to 31st August, and then after that from 1st September to 30th September, from 1st October to 31st October, like this way it will move. And in the last sections, if you see the last line, it will be created from 1st August to 20th of August, right? So by this way this billing will be created. Why this 13 billing has been generated? Because I have chosen here, I have selected here the period is month. If you select yearly, suppose I am selecting yearly, period is year, and if you click on the schedule, it will create the two lines. So first lines will be created based on this two date from 29th to 31st of August, and then remaining period and then remaining amount for the second line. So this type of which type of billing schedule you want to create, this is based on the business decisions, how business wants to create the invoice. You can take the decision, you can go ahead, right? So I am taking here monthly currently. So I am clicking on schedule, it will generate the invoice. Okay, I am saving the information. You can see the interface date is today's date. So if you run service contact main billing programs, invoice will be created today, right? Because today is 29th. If you want to make it future date, so there are offset days, there is an options, invoice and interface. if you put minus plus and interface date, this you can change this interface date in the future date, right? And also there is a invoice date. You can see invoice date is nothing but the TRX date in the invoice level. So you can, if you want to change, you can change using this invoice. So there are two days in offset days, and invoice date and interface date you can manage via invoice and interface date, right? Okay, so if you go to the history, you are not able to find any record here. We run the main billing programs and then we'll check the records, right? Okay, so all informations we have filled. After that we will go and check QA. Check QA means it will validate the informations. This, if you click on check QA, it will validate the information on the this form which you have filled, right? So let me check the information. So everything is correct or not. Okay, so everything looking fine except one. Sales credit is not 100% for service lines. Okay, so go to the line section here and go here and click the sales credit. So I am just checking the sales person. Okay, Charles unassigned. I'm checking quota sales credit and taking 100%, right? It should not be more than 100%. If you are taking second, third line, if you are creating more than one salesperson here, so that's all their summation should not be more than 100%, right? 50, 50 or 60, whatever percentage you have to divide, but should not be exceed more than 100. Okay, go here and then we'll go to action and QA check, perform QA check. This is the warning. Okay, product is also, what is the warning here? This is the check covered level overlap and covered level overlap. Okay, go here. Product is also the contract 1.1 line. Okay, let me check the covered line information. Go here from 29th August 2022 here, information, and I have filled this information. Do one thing, let me cascade it, so it will transfer the information from header to line level, and then we'll check there is any issue or what. Counting rule, something like that. Mail to sector information, schedules and text information. There is a problems with the date, I think. Okay, so let me apply this. There is a problems, so you can do like this. Otherwise you can go and cascade this information. I can, if there is any problems, then I go and perform the QA check. Again I can see the warning. So one product is also in contract 22085. What is the contract number? 22085. Product is also in contract. Okay, so we go and click and we can okay, let me delete this product lines, and after that I will check the new one. Information I am selecting here, I am clicking over there, I'm just selecting product. After product I am taking here the product line, but let me check what's okay. This is already, I think the product is available in some other. Okay, so that that product has already been in another service contract, that's why it is throwing the issue. That we can take some other product lines, like this serial number I am taking this serial number. Okay, because this product was already available with that other service contract, I am taking, and then go to the actions and perform the QA check. Yeah, this validation is passed successfully. Previously what happened, it was showing the error like that product is already, the serial number is already occupied with some other contract. That's why it's throwing the error. That's why I have selected here some other serial numbers, and this is successfully validated. Go here, and after validation, successfully validations, go to the actions, and next step is submit for approval. So click on submit for approvals. Yeah, you can see all lines are green, so it looks okay, and this means that the information which we have filled on the form, that is correct. Continue approvals. Yeah, so you can see the negotiation status is pending internal approvals, so we can go and approve from here, right? This is the 8.6. let me refresh it. So go here and you can hit. Okay, so you can see the information is 86, right? 86, you can see the service contract 86. Click on this. Yeah, you can approve, reject, and reassign. So reassign to the other person to approve this, but I am approving here from here. And after approval, you need to sign on for this contract. So second line, you can see service contract. This is your signature is required. So click on here and sign on. You can reassign and reject also. So I am just signing in. After signing in, you can see the requery this contract to see the current status. So go here and query. You can see this contract is active, right? So after active, so this is the service contract we have completed, but invoice has been not pushed to the interface table. So we need to run one programs which will push the data to invoice interface table to create the invoices. So program name is main service contract main billing program. So we go to the request and we'll submit the new programs like service contract main billing program. So let me check the service contract service contract main billing programs, service contract main billing programs, right? Service contract main billing programs, and we will put the whatever we will put here. This is 8.5, so that is 8.6. I think that is 8.6, right? What is the 22086 is the service the contract number. So 22086 I am running for service contract main billing programs for 22086. Okay, so this program will push data into the invoice interface table and we will check. Okay, it's running. So meanwhile let me go and connect this SQL developer with the database, and we will check that the information has been pushed to the interface table or not. This is 8.6. Put interface line attribute is 1.6. This is the contract number. Okay, so we need to check that. Okay, let me reconnect it. Okay, meanwhile we can check this this program has been completed or not. Oh, so this program has been completed, and after that we can check this information. Okay, so it will create the invoice for the first line because first line is eligible. So we'll check for 86. So with the data. Okay, 86. Okay, so just I'm checking that our interface lines are okay. So this program service contract main billing program has pushed the data into the AR interface table. Now we will move to the receivable sections and we'll run the import program to create the invoices, right? So this is the programs. I'm just moving to receivable sections and we'll run the import program to create the invoices. We'll see that, right? Okay, receivable program. Go here. Sorry, don't need to move to the transactions. Okay, click on view. Go here. Receivable vision operation usage. I'm just submitting one invoice import program. invoice import program, auto invoice import program. So transaction source you can select at service contract, OKS contract. So just I am selecting this OKS contract is a transaction source. Default date on today's date 29th of August 20. And here we can see, you can see there sales order number low, sales order number high. Sales order number is nothing but contract number, so you can put the contract number and you can submit the auto invoice import program. I'm submitting this auto invoice input prompts. It will create the invoice and we'll check. Right, so there is another tables you can see here. I'm putting the interface header root one is the contract number in the main table RA customer TRXL. After creating the invoices, you can see the information on the RA customer TRX table. So I'm just checking the invoice has been created or not. Okay, so this program is running actually. So after completing this program, we can see the invoice number. Okay, it's running actually. It's taking some time. Yeah, so you can see invoice has been created. Let me check this. Yeah, this is completed, and I can database you can see the invoice number has been created for this contract, and invoice number is this number TRX number 379. This is 379, right? Okay, so we will just check the invoice on the screen. Go to the transactions, same responsibility, receivable vision operation transactions, and here you can check the invoice number 379. Okay, you can check the invoice. This is the line amount is 96, right? Line amount is 96, and you can check the information there. So this is the first line invoice has been created. That is eligible only. For the second line, whatever the interface date, that on that day that information will be pushed to the interface table. So first line invoice will be created. So you can see here information like line items. You can see this is the service line. Why this is showing as the service line? Because we have created the billing schedule at the top level, service level. That's why it's showing as the service line. If you select the informations like covered lines, so you can see the information of covered line here, right? Okay, so invoice is has been created, and then I'm moving back to the service contract screen, and we'll check the remaining information. This is the contract, and 22086, right? You can see here 22086. I'm just opening the information. 22086 you can see here. Okay, so you can go to the line section, you can go to effectivity, you can go to product and pricing, and go to the billings, and we will check. This is the first line, 96.77. For this amount invoice has been created, and after that there is a text lines for some amount, right? So you can go to the history, you can see here one line, but there is the informations like invoice and credit. You can see invoice and credit memo. Here you can see blank. Why it is showing blank? Because invoice has already been created. So it's showing blank because we need to run another programs. That programs will update invoice data back to the service contract. Actually, these all programs are scheduled in the productions if you are working on the actual environment. So let me run this program manually. It will update invoice information back to the service contract, and we'll see the records. So I am running another program, service contract. Go to the service contract, and there is one programs like service contract fetch receivable info for billing. You can see here service contract fetch receivables info for billing. Okay, there is no any parameters, so without parameter you need to submit this program, right? So whatever the eligible invoices are there, and the invoices which has been created from the service contract, that will be back updated by this program and service contract is coming. So let complete this program, and then we'll check the invoice number on service contract screen. Okay, so this has been completed. I'm just closing this screen and going to the billing section, going to the history. You can see the invoice number here, right? Invoice number and invoice date you can see here, right? So by this way you can create the service contact, and how service contact informations will be pushed to the invoice interface table, how you can generate the invoices. So this is the complete flow from the service contact screen to the receivable transaction screen, receivable invoices screen. So, thank you guys, thank you very much for watching this video.